If you are looking for bets or parlays for UFC Vegas 109, look no further. How we doing, everybody? My name is Young Pasty, the whitest to do it, and I am here today to give you all of my official bets for UFC Vegas 109. I got 5 bangers coming your way, and then everyone's favorite section, the parlay section. Yes, sir. Okay, we're going to smack some parlays. We're going to hit our unit plays this week. It's going to be a good week, okay? Now, when it comes to these Apex cards, especially the last one, you gotta pick and choose your spots right. Because if you don't, you could get burned. So that's what we're doing here with this card. But hey, as we always do, we have to recap last week. UFC Vegas 108. Pulling the results up here right now. And hey, we pick and chose our spots right and ended up with a great profitable weekend plus 6.153 units. Let's freaking go, guys. We're starting a new tradition around here, okay? Every time we have a profitable week, we gotta pull the gloves out, okay? Shout out to my girlfriend. Handmade crochet gloves, okay? Bow, 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 bow. So every time we have a profitable week, we're pulling out the gloves. And that's what we have this week. Bet number 1, bet number 2, bet number 3 all hit for us. And bet number 4, my least confident play of the week, ended up losing here. But big dog Chris Duncan pulls through for us 2 units plus 175. The Tyron Vallejos pick, looking back, man, shit was just too easy. And then bet number 3, I know it wasn't the 3-pick parlay of the week, but it still hit, okay? Vieira Ribovics plus 110. So I will not complain with a profitable week. So yeah, good week last week for UFC Vegas 108. All right, guys, the official bets for UFC Vegas 109. These are my unit plays. We sort them in confidence, okay? So bet number 1 is always my most confident play of the week, and then it moves on down from there. So let's get to it, okay? Bet number 1, my most confident play of the week for UFC Vegas 109. We got a 3-pick parlay. We got Fluffy, okay? Anthony Hernandez. We got Steve Erceg, and we got Julius Walker. Minus 132. We are putting 2.25 units on it. This play is currently sitting at minus 141, so still playable odds. But I have solid faith in all 3 of these guys, okay? Let's start off with Fluffy. Going up against Roman Dolidze. Roman Dolidze, a guy who's, known to kind of be broken down at times. Fluffy is a guy who breaks down people. Okay? Insane cardio, insane pressure, great top control. He just has this smothering style in your face. Now, maybe round 1, round 2 might be a little dicey, right, when Dolidze's fresh, but Fluffy will definitely start turning on in the second round here when you see Dolidze kind of gas and take over the fight from there. So, yeah, Fluffy, solid pick. Next, Steve Erceg going up against Osbourne. Steve Erceg needs this win. Okay, he needs this win, and I'm not just backing him because of the line. It's like what, minus 550 or something, right? But Steve Erceg has tremendous abilities, and people I think are just sleeping on him because he's on a 3-fight losing streak. But let's not forget, this guy was fighting tit for tat with the champion. Yeah, he got knocked out by Kai France, and then excuse me, and then suffers another loss. So, people are kind of giving him crap, but it's it's up against elite competition. You know what I mean? Osbourne isn't facing those type of guys. So I think Steve Erceg has the better hands and the better grappling advantage. Now, everyone's kind of noticed it and seen it this week, but, it's obvious, right? Osbourne, pretty easy to take down. Steve Erceg probably can get some takedowns. So, and then the last leg, Julius Juice Box Walker. Okay, he's going up against Raffael Cerqueira. And guys, I named Raffael Cerqueira the Lamb of the Week. Julius Walker is going to take this win with ease. He's going to knock him out in the first round, okay? And within the first 3-4 minutes. And we've seen Cerqueira get knocked out by, much less competition. We've seen Ivo Aslan knock him out. Now, Ivo Aslan has heavy hands, right? But kind of got exposed. Gosh, he lost his last fight. Anywho. Julius Walker should take that with ease. So, Fluffy, Erceg, Walker, put all 3 of those guys together. Minus 132, 2.25 units. That is my most confident play of the week. Let's go. All right, moving on to bet number 2. We got a little 2-pick parlay. Gabriela Hernandez, Jean Matsumoto, minus 149. We are putting 1.5 units on it. It's currently sitting at minus 164. I'd still play it at that number 2. Two fighters that I have solid confidence in, for them to get their hands raised. First, Gabriela Hernandez going up against Julius Stordolenkio. I don't even know how to say it. But Fernandez is much more physical, much more stronger. She just beat Wang Kong and Carly Judice. Those wins are aging like fine wine, right? The fact that she beats those girls and then, gets, kind of step down in competition, she should take it with ease, right? And then Jean Matsumoto going up against Miles Johns. I think Miles Johns is good. I've liked him in the past, but I did not like him in that last fight with Felipe Lima. And yeah, I know it's like, different weight class, right? People are, going to say that was an excuse, but I just did not like his style or how he looked at all in that last fight. And yes, there is a little bit of recency bias to it, right? Like I just hate how he looked in the last fight, but I was impressed with Matsumoto's grit and toughness in the Rob Font fight. Now, I did pick Rob Font in that fight, but they're giving him Miles Johns. That's a much more winnable fight for Matsumoto. He's younger, right? I think he actually puts out a lot more volume than Miles Johns. Better on the ground, too, in my opinion. With the takedowns, top control, even the jiu-jitsu. Miles Johns is more of like a wrestler, you know what I mean? He has okay grappling, but just kind of like holds him on the fence. Now, the small cage won't help Matsumoto, but I still like him in the fight. I think he gets it done, probably by decision. But put two of those fighters together. Fernandez, Matsumoto, minus 149. We are putting 1.5 units on it. That is bet number 2 of the week. Moving on to bet number 3. And if you guys haven't, please click that subscribe button. We are on the road to 300 subscribers, guys. I am less than 10 away. We've been making money around here, okay? Look, plus 6 units last week, okay? So if you could, click that subscribe button for me. Throw a comment and a like on the video. I would really appreciate it. But bet number 3 is always, or usually, like 99% of the time, the 3-pick parlay of the week. Last week was an exception, okay? But we're back to it this week. 3-pick parlay of the week. 3 legs that we find to get a good number, okay? So first leg, Elijah Smith. Second leg, Joselyne Edwards. Third leg, over 1.5 rounds in the Fili versus Rodriguez fight. Minus 118. We are putting 1 unit on it. It's currently sitting at minus 118. Yeah, very, very confident in all 3 of these legs here. Elijah Smith, KO artist. Kazama has a bad chin. I'm not worried about the grappling threat. He's going to get a KO pretty easy. Joselyne Edwards going up against Priscilla, zombie girl, right? Edwards, she's like the real thick, big kind of girl, right? She uses that to her advantage in the octagon. I think she's going to be much bigger than Priscilla. Her grappling has been leveling up and leveling up. She might be able to find a submission here. Honestly, I got Edwards inside the distance, right? KO's live because Priscilla just eats shots like crazy. And the submission's live too. Priscilla, all her losses, not all of them, a lot of them, past 3, I think, all submission losses. And Edwards, again, might want to show off her grappling. Has a couple submission wins in the past. Yeah, so solid leg there in Joselyne Edwards. And then the over 1.5 rounds in the Fili versus Rodriguez fight. I don't think either of these guys, yes, they have finishing ability, right, because they're UFC fighters. But against each other, I don't see it. Rodriguez really isn't finishing people. Fili, unless he gets lucky, right, is really not finishing people either. But I think these guys go a hard-fought 3 rounds and over 1.5. We're just going to, play it safe, right? Maybe there's a late finish. We won't have to worry about that if we get the over 1.5. So Smith, Edwards, over 1.5 rounds in the Fili versus Rodriguez fight, minus 118. We are putting 1 unit on it. That is the 3-pick parlay of the week. Let's freaking go. Moving on to bet number 4. We have the fight to not go the distance in the Joselyne Edwards versus Priscilla Cachoeira fight. Plus 126. We are slapping 1 unit on it. currently sitting at plus 126 as well. Yeah, I like this. Right now, originally I was thinking, okay, Edwards inside the distance, and I said that in the 3-pick parlay, and I still do believe in that, and I think she's the one to get the finish here. But the difference was plus 175 to plus 126, so an extra 50 points there for. I'm still getting plus money. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to be greedy. What if Cachoeira goes out there and ends up, banking a win somehow? You know what I mean? If so, that kind of hedges bet number 3. We end up with a profit with both. But anyway. That's not what I'm looking for, right? I think Edwards gets it done inside the distance. She's going to show off the grappling. She has some pretty decent striking. Priscilla's pretty hittable. Her face is real damn big. Blockhead, right? So it's an easy target. I just think Edwards finds the finish, or maybe somehow, some way, Priscilla Zombie Girl comes out with one. But one of you girls, get a finish, get a stoppage. And we'll hit bet number 4. So the fight to not go the distance: Joselyne Edwards versus Priscilla Cachoeira, plus 126, 1 unit. That is bet number 4. Moving on to bet number 5. We have Andre Fili plus 3.5 on the point spread, minus 138. We are putting 0.75 units on it. It's currently sitting at minus 140. Kind of shooting myself in the foot here. I saw this play early this morning at minus 120, and I was like, you know what? Let me just look at a couple things. I go back like 30 minutes later, and it bumps up to minus 138. So, needless to say, if you see a line that you like on a play, just take it, because it's probably going to move. But anywho, Andre Fili plus 3.5 on the scorecards. Honestly, I think he wins the fight outright. Christian Rodriguez is the prospect killer. He's not the vet killer, right? Andre Fili is not going to go out like that, okay? And if so, maybe he does take the L. He's going to win at least one round, right? Maybe round 1, round 2. Christian Rodriguez might be able to turn it up in the 3rd round. But I think Andre Fili is going to use his length and distance management to his advantage. He's not bad on the fence either, and I don't see him just getting held up and just sitting there on the fence by Christian Rodriguez. And then the grappling, I'm not concerned about Christian Rodriguez grappling. If so, Andre Fili, he got submitted by Costa, right? But, Rodriguez ain't out here submitting people, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think it goes all 3 rounds. Andre Fili can win at least 1 round. That's my thinking here. And we're going to get him at minus 138 to just win 1 round. I'll take it. So, now if you guys don't know, plus 3.5 on the scorecards, basically, fight needs to go to decision. All 3 judges need to award Andre Fili a 10-9. He needs to win 1 round. The other 2 rounds can be won by Christian Rodriguez, and we would still hit this bet as long as those judges give Andre Fili 1 round. So, yeah, Andre Fili plus 3.5 on the scorecards, minus 138. We are putting 0.75 units on it. All right, guys. Those are the 5 official bets for UFC Vegas 109. And we move on to our next section here, the parlays. Yes. Now, a couple things before we get the parlay section started. These are, not unit plays, right? Me personally, I put 0.1, 0.2 units on every single parlay. So I'm not telling you to go out here and put 1, 2, 3 units on these parlays, okay? Second, I like all these legs individually. If you see a leg that you like individually, because a lot of them are plus money, go ahead and put that shit in. You know what I mean? Or mix and match, right? That's my next thing here. Mix and match any of the legs that you like. I'm not telling you what to do. These are just my parlays for the week. But we're going to schmack this week, okay? I got some good ones. So let's start it off. First, I'm picking all the favorites on this parlay, okay? Smith, Walker, CLD, Fluffy, Erceg, Hernandez, Edwards. A bunch of people, okay? Plus 280 for the 7 favorites. I think those are my most confident picks throughout the whole card. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put them all together into a parlay. Plus 280. That shit's smacking. Next. This is just called my solid parlay, okay? I think that all 3 of these legs, that's how it gets done. So Fluffy by decision or KO. So we got a double chance there. Second, Erceg by submission or decision. And then last leg, Elijah Smith by KO. Plus 339. I like the double chances. The sub and KO, that's how I think those guys get it done, but we'll slap on the decision too, just in case. And then Smith KO. Kazama ain't going distance with Smith. I'll tell you that right now. So, plus 339 for the solid parlay. Next, round 1 violence. Plus 486. We got round 1 Smith KO. And round 1 Juice Box Julius Walker KO. Okay, plus 486. Quick, easy, done. On to the next one. This is my early madness parlay. Okay, early little prelims on the card. Let's cash it and keep it rolling, right? So first leg, Edwards inside the distance. Y'all heard me say it earlier. Okay. Next leg, Cody Brundage money line. Third leg, Hernandez inside the distance, plus 685. I like the two ladies to get it done inside the distance, and then we'll slap Cody Brundage on there. I think he gets a win over Eryk Mechanico. I mean, dude had 6 strikes versus Rusaboyev. 6 strikes. It went into the second round. Got clipped with a weird, didn't even look like a heavy kind of shot. And stumbled and fell down and got KO'd. Cody Brundage is probably going to throw a bomb on him and knock him out. But at this moment in time, I don't have any Brundage props, mechanical props. I don't have those, just the money lines. So we'll slap that on there. Plus 685 for the early madness parlay. Next, we got a double chance. We got a decision. And we got a money line. Okay, it's kind of like stacking it up. Let's call this a little stacking it up parlay, okay? So first, Matsumoto submission / decision. Next, CLD decision. And then third leg, Andre Fili money line, plus 759. Yeah, I like the Matsumoto sub by instant decision. I think he could sub Miles Johns. I think he's way better on the mat. Armbar, take the back, rear naked choke, guillotine. I think those are his 3 kind of subs he could probably go for there. CLD decision. Dude's so underwhelming, right? He went decision with freaking Andre Puliev. You're definitely going to go decision with Eryk Anders. Dude's thick and huge, right? Like you're hitting a fucking brick. And then Fili, taking the plus 200 on the underdog. We'll slap it on the parlay. I think he cranks out a win over Christian Rodriguez, 29-28. So, the last parlay. Okay. This is called the last 3 parlay, so it's kind of fitting too. Fluffy Hernandez KO. Erceg decision. Lucindo decision. Plus 2,831. Yes, almost 30-1 here. That's how I think all 3 of those fighters there get it done. I think Fluffy gets the KO. I'm not on the decision or the submission train. He's going to tire out Dolidze and knock him out in the later rounds. Erceg decision, the submission is live. I'll tell you that right now. KO is also live too, which is at like plus 300. So, obviously I got Erceg money line, one of the official bets, right? But Ode's tough. Erceg needs a win. I don't think he's going to do any sort of risky stuff. I think he's going to go out there and put out a clean performance all 3 rounds. And then Lucindo decision. These are 2 ladies going at it. I don't think, she went all 3 rounds with Lemos, right? I don't think she's going to get finished by Angela Hill. And then vice versa. Angela Hill, tough girl, even though she's like 40, 41. She's going all 3 rounds with Ketlin Souza, another young Brazilian with neck tattoos. So, Lucindo decision. But honestly, I like that last 3 parlay because keeps you alive, right? Maybe you have a bad night up until then the last 3 parlay comes and hits, you know what I mean? So, those are all the official bets. Those are all the parlays for UFC Vegas 109. Guys, if you have made it this far, thank you so much. Again, we are on the road to 300 subscribers. I'm less than 10 away. So if you could, please click that subscribe button, throw a like on the video, comment. Support goes a long way. Secondly, Patreon is free. Links in the description. That's where I put all of my bets out when I place them. On the official unit plays, right? I give you the lines that I put my bet in at, and you can see those again, on the free Patreon when I put them in. Right when I bet them, I put them and post them and edit the post on Patreon. So go check it out. But yeah, let's have a good week this week for UFC Vegas 109, okay? Back-to-back Apex cards with good weeks. I am hoping to pull out the gloves again. Now, we did it last week. We're going to do it again. This is the secret parlay, if you guys have made it this far. For all you true fans out there, okay? The secret parlay of the week. Now, last week did not slap. Okay, both those fights went to decision. That was crazy. But I got a juicy one for you this week. It is my complete degeneracy parlay at plus 4,850, almost 50 to 1, okay? Just a two-legger, and it's really not asking too much, okay? Fluffy KO, round 3, 4, or 5, okay? We get 3 rounds for him to get a KO. And then Erceg, round 2. Don't care how he gets it done. Round 2, submission or KO by Erceg. 50 to 1, dang near, okay? So that's the little secret parlay of the week. But yeah, Young Tasty out. Let's get some bread this week, guys.